I'm just saying. Okay. Good manufacturing practices are the basic operational and environmental conditions required to produce safe foods. Safe foods are really important. To tell us more about these requirements, Janiese Pinnock, Inspector in charge of the Food Safety Inspectorate at the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority. What a mouthful. Harris was talking to you earlier morning and
Good morning.
about the fact that this is a really important time of year.
Yes, it is.
For food, but I suspect every year, every time of year is important because we have to eat every day.
Yeah.
And our food has to be safe or else we're going to get sick.
Yeah. When it comes down to food, year-round, 365 days a year, because food safety is the most important thing. If you don't eat safe, healthy food, you won't be able to perform, you won't be able to do anything. So the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority, Food Safety Inspectorate, I'm not sure if you've heard about us or you know of us. We are formerly the regulatory division of the Bureau of Standards. Yes.
So now you're your own agency?
Yes, we are our own.
Okay.
We are not yet fully separated, but we are getting there.
Okay. And so tell us how your role works. So you're ensuring sanitation and security, which is a big umbrella.
Okay. So the Food Safety Inspectorate, the foods that we manufacture are food that are packaged, so locally manufactured foods. Any food product you see on the shelf that says product of Jamaica, there's a possibility that we have gone to that establishment and we have registered them, because our role is to inspect and monitor these establishments. And that's that with registration. That's the first thing. So a part of registration is sampling. So that's what we do as a Food Safety Inspectorate. So you might have heard of persons doing bottled water, any form of packaged food, your tambourine ball, even your Christmas cakes that are in the packages that are going to be on the market a lot now. We should go into those establishments and register them and collect samples. And when those samples are collected, we send them to the labs, most likely the labs at the Bureau of Standards. When they're tested, then we analyze the results and we inform the establishment operator, your products are performing well, they're not performing well, you need to do this, do that, etc. But the main thing is registration.
Walk me through that, Janice, because just a couple of days ago, I met a young man and he was saying, you know, I have a new drink I want, a new punch. I want to put out on the market, but it have to go through this. And so there are a lot of people who we want to go into the business, but not sure. What's the process?
Okay. So if you have this wonderful idea in mind, you want to do, for example, your punch, you have an idea, you have your formulation. We normally say, come to the Bureau of Standards, because we have the shared services, so they do our customer service. So when you go there, you will meet our customer service reps, and they will tell you, okay, then these are the steps of registration. They will give the application form, and they will also guide you to the library, or TIC, where you can get information about the product you're supposed to be making.
What does TIC mean?
Technical Information Center. It's like our library. Now, for punches, there's some products that we call a product standard for, which means that if you're going to be making, for example, say a bottled water, we have something called a standard specification that says if you're making bottled water, you should go through this process. And then when the product is finished and it is tested, it should meet all these parameters. So, for example, your friend that is doing the punch should come to the Bureau of Standards. You will get the application form. And then when the application form is received by us, National Compliance and Regulatory Authority, we will assign an inspector. An inspector will go out to the facility, because it is nice and well that you're making your wonderful punch, but where are you making it? Under what conditions are you making it? Not everybody understands food safety. They might think that they can use any type of water under any type of conditions. They might just anyhow going into when you're making their punch, but that's not how it is. It's not like when you're at home and you're doing your own drink, So we always encourage persons, come, fill in the application form, and then we'll get into the process. For example, your formulation. Ensure that you have a formulation and also test your product before coming to us. Because a part of our registration is sampling, but it will make your process easier if you've already tested your product and you understand how it's performing.
Okay.
No.
How are you going to test it and find out how it's performing if you don't mass market it? Because you can't mass market it until the Bureau tests it. I
know it might look like going to run in circles, but it is ideal if you know exactly what type of product you're making first. And also the testing might include the shelf life studies.
Okay.
You're making your punch, you put it on the shelf. You want to ensure that after we go in and we register you and it's placed on the shelf, if it's supposed to last like 3 months, it doesn't go spoil after 3 days. So that's what the testing does.
Correct.
It lets you know if there are microbes going in it, and the microbial testing tells you under what conditions you're manufacturing your product. Is your environment clean? Are your products, are the ingredients that you're putting in the product clean, etc.?
I like it, Janice, because you see, some people may think, oh Lord, it's people, they're coming down on me, they're watching me, but it sounds to me like you're actually helping the process.
Yes, we are. And I want persons to understand that when it comes down to the NCRE inspectors, don't be afraid. We might look like we're stern, and you might hear the term inspector, you might feel nervous.
Yeah.
But when we go into your facility, we actually want you to be registered. And we want you to manufacture and eventually export, because that's where we're going towards.
Right.
So it is in your best interest to come to the NCRE and get registered. It's in your very best
How do we
interest.
know that a product that's on the shelf has been looked at by your team and is okay for consumption?
Okay. The NCRE has a website, and on that website we have a list of registered establishments that we update every month. Once you go on our website and you click on that link, on registered establishment, you will see the establishment have been registered for this period. So it's published every month, so you can scroll through how you have the company name, the brand name, the product, etc. So your favorite punch, if the person comes in and get registered, his name will be placed on the list. So you can see that.
It's updated monthly.
Yes, monthly. So if you don't see it, then you can always call us and ask if they're registered during the period between the list being published.
And when you go and check, do you look for products that are not registered and tested, and do you pull those off the market, or do you get in touch with folks and say, this can't be out there?
Yes, those are enforcement actions, because with every regulation, you're going to have enforcement actions. Because whereas currently we're monitoring over 900 establishments across Jamaica, but we know that that is not everyone that is manufacturing. There are 1 or 2 persons that we have not met yet. We're going to put it like that. So once we go out, we have a team called the Import and Domestic Commodities Inspectorate. They would go out and they would look in the domestic markets. If they see products that they're not familiar with, they will contact us. Is this company registered? Have you tested this product? And then we would do our investigation. Unfortunately, that might mean putting the stuff off the shelf.
Right.
Because if your company is not registered, ideally should not be putting anything on the shelf. Because we want consumers, when they go out and they see that punch, they are confident and they're comfortable saying that I'm going to buy this punch, I'm going to drink it, and I'm going to be okay. You don't want customer complaints.
But again, you're also helping whoever the manufacturer is, because that's a liability.
Yes,
it's a big risk.
Yes, it is.
Somebody gets sick, it's a problem.
Yes.
What if I'm manufacturing from home?
Quite a few persons start manufacturing from home. We encourage it because we want persons to manufacture, because we know that in order for the country to make money, you have to export.
Right.
Some persons start off small. If you're manufacturing from home, some persons do it in a kitchen or in a separate room. And we always encourage them, once you're manufacturing from home, separate everything. So it's not like you're cooking in your kitchen, etc. It's going to be a separate entity. So you'll be saying, I'm manufacturing my punch in my kitchen. It's not like I'm cooking. So you cannot be doing anything else, your domestic things. You cannot be cooking your regular food. You cannot be cooking your breakfast and making a punch on the side. You cannot be doing your punch and your children running around or anyone else interfering, unless they are part of the process. They're not supposed to be there.
Has to be sterile.
Yes. Well, not necessarily sterile, but separate.
Okay.
Say if you're in the kitchen, you can separate the area to just ensure that this area is for
where
manufacturing.
Manufacturing happens.
Yes, and these utensils, this cup, this dish, this whatever, are used only for this, because you don't want contamination. Because you have the allergens and stuff. You don't want to mix things because you might not know what might happen. So to be on the safe side, we always tell them, if you're working from your kitchen, it's now your factory. So it's now separate from your kitchen. Now it's no longer your kitchen. While I'm working here between this time and this time, it's your factory, and you cannot do anything domestic in it. And we register those persons.
Okay. And do you usually see more people coming forward to register during this time of year, heading into Christmas? You see new product development, or is it typically the same?
Well, it's normally the same. It's typically the same.
Okay.
It's typically the same, yeah, because we have new persons coming on stream every month. Somebody might have a wonderful idea for a tambourine ball. I have a wonderful idea, and they always come with such unique products.
How many different ways can you make a tambourine ball, though?
You can put tambourine ball mix it with Scotch bonnet and give it a nice like a spicy kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not true.
Okay.
You can give it a spicy kick.
Yes, you can, and we encourage all of this innovation. We do. So,
But I'm glad you said tamarind ball, because people might think it's just the juices and the liquids
and the big things
that we're talking about. But if it's drops, grated
Yes.
cake, whatever it is you're manufacturing for people to consume.
It has to be safe, and the establishment has to be registered. It has to be.
Yeah.
All right, Jenny.
Why you don't make something? You are perfect to make a local product. Don't it?
Just remember to contact us.
Yes.
Harris's Eggs.
Eggs.
Egg. H. No, but you don't eat eggs. Sorry, Mama.
It have been only for other things.
Yes,
So maybe
we
that's
don't.
the idea. Mix it up. with
Harris
something.
Eggs and more.
Right?
Anyway, if you're thinking of starting a product, please, you need to get in touch with these folks to make sure that they check it and vet it and pass it and approve it before it hits the shelf. Otherwise, they're going to yank it and you have to start the process all over. So
we're
just
gonna
do it right
reboot
the
it for
first
a
time.
topic.
Right. Exactly right. Thank you so much, Janice. You're so passionate about what you do.
I love my job.
Promote her. Inspector in charge of the Food Safety Inspectorate at the NCRA, Janiese Pinnock. What's coming up, Harris?
We meet a 16-year-old who is pursuing her first university degree.
Wow.